I am the vicious female supporting role in the novel. I didn't inherit the 10 billion family property, but chose to break up a pair of star-crossed lovers. Later, the male protagonist borrowed money from my family and became the richest man in Jing Hai. He turned around and directed the conflict at my family and finally caused my vicious female supporting role to be broken up, while the male and female protagonists got a happy ending. When I braved the rain in the middle of the night to deliver loving stomach nourishing porridge to the male protagonist, perhaps God couldn't stand the plot given to me by the stupid author, so I fell down. This fell spoiled and poured out all the water in my brain. Xiaoru, let's go back. I patted the mud on my body and said, cool. At this time, the male protagonist Fu Sichen still lived in the village in the city in order to show his image of hard work and entrepreneurship. When I called him in the middle of the night, I found that he had a stomach problem, so I crossed the whole city at night to bring him food. The road in the village in the city is very narrow and the car can't drive in. I asked Xiaoru to accompany me to get out of the car and walk in. Unexpectedly, there were too many mud pits on this road. When I was almost there, I slipped and fell. This fall made me see through the plot of the whole book, which really made me angry. I, Mu Ronghu, am the only daughter of a family with a fortune of tens of billions. I am loved by my parents and have been cared for by everyone since I was a child. However, I fell for a phoenix man who didn't love me and admired his cold and arrogant appearance. Are you crazy? I was so angry that I smashed the food box into the garbage dump next to me. Not feeling relieved enough, I rushed over and stepped on it twice. Why, Anne, what's going on outside? Fu Sichen's voice came from the second-floor window. I don't know, maybe a wild cat. This is Zhu Yan's voice. It turns out that the heroine has come to take care of the hero. At this time, according to my evil female supporting role temperament, I should have rushed up and made a scene immediately, but I said nothing, patted the mud on my body, and walked out. Sister Hu Ihu, it seems to be Zhu Yan's voice above. Xiaoru followed me undressed in confusion. When he saw that I didn't respond, he asked again, should we go up and take a look? Go up and take a look? Be a light bulb? I pursed my lips, and he realized that he had said too much, so he quickly shut up. According to the plot, if I go up now, I will see Zhu Yan, who made a scene and angered was driven away by the male protagonist. The next day, he found the male protagonist again, and in order to make the male protagonist calm down, he invested a large sum of money in his dying project. Later, he still gave money and resources to Fu Sichen, who sucked my family's blood all the way up. Just thinking about it makes me angry. Sitting in the Rolls-Royce equipped with the domineering CEO, I returned from the urban village to the 3,000 square meter mansion occupying an excellent location in Jin Hai City. The young housekeeper saw me coming back on a rainy night, afraid that I would catch a cold, so he arranged a hot spring bath in the backyard. Soaking in my own hot spring, drinking rose glacier water transported thousands of miles from the other side of the earth, and then thinking about the Phoenix man who lives in the urban village and wants to step on me to get to the top. I am the heir to the richest man in Jing Hai and the daughter of a billionaire. What kind of man do I want? Waking up from my 500 square meter soft bed covered with 20 layers of velvet, I saw the message Fu Sichen sent me this morning. Yes, it was just a question mark. The previous sentence was what I sent him last night. You said you had us to match K, and I said I would bring you a bowl of stomach nourishing porridge. Later, I woke up on the way to deliver the porridge downstairs and found that the heroine was also there, so naturally I didn't go to his house to join in the fun. And now he shamelessly sent me a question mark. Send your sister a question mark. I deleted and blocked him directly, a thing that I can't get upset with if I don't see him. The young housekeeper asked someone to bring the prepared dress and matching jewelry. Only then did I remember that I had to attend a charity party tonight, and the heroine Zhu Yan would also go to this party. According to the plot, I saw the heroine taking care of the hero last night, and I must vent my anger on her tonight. The current heroine is still a newcomer in the entertainment industry. Even the invitation to the charity party was thrown to her by the company boss because he had something to do temporarily with the purpose of asking her to follow and take care of his girlfriend. So I, the daughter of the richest man, was facing a newcomer in the entertainment industry. Naturally, everyone stood on my side and flattered the powerful. However, this public humiliation planted a huge mine for the future of Murong Group. Later, Fu Zichen gained power and Zhu Yan became a first-line actress with a good reputation. However, Murong Group was on the verge of collapse because of Fu Zichen's move. At this time, someone broke the video of me humiliating Zhu Yan at the charity dinner, and this became the last straw that broke the camel's back for Murong Group. If I had to do it again, of course, I would not do such a thing to dig a hole for a man and bury myself. Moreover, after seeing the plot clearly, I had no ill will towards Xu Yan. After all, the heroine was innocent. At this time, Fu Zichen and Zhu Yan were still in the ambiguous stage, and I was chasing Fu Zichen fiercely and secretly tripping up the heroine. Later, Fu Zichen and I were together, and Xu Yan withdrew sadly and focused on his career. Until Fu Zichen rose to prominence with the help of my family, Zhu Yan also became a big star. The two met in the Vanity Fair, and Fu Zichen began to chase his wife to the crematorium and bring down the Murong family by the way. So this novel abuses the heroine in the early stage and the female supporting role in the later stage. Only this bastard has a successful love and career from beginning to end. Damn it! As soon as I arrived at the venue of the charity gala, I was surrounded by a large group of people. I saw Zhu Yan also arrive. She stood quietly in the corner, looking down at her phone from time to time, as if she was replying to someone's message. The smile on the corner of her mouth said it all. She was probably chatting with Fu Zichen. Murong, the kid's surname Fu hasn't been dealt with yet? The nosy person also noticed Zhu Yan following my gaze and deliberately brought up the topic. I Murong like anyone. I have always expressed my feelings openly. So the fact that I like Fu Zichen and Fu Zichen has an ambiguous object is known to everyone in the circle. Now this person is deliberately making me uncomfortable. I glanced at the person who was talking. She was Xiao Hui, the second daughter of Bohe Film. Later, when my family fell into poverty, she also stepped on me. Now, I have remembered it in advance. Xiao Hui, instead of gossiping about the outside world, you should take care of yourself first. I heard that your father found you a stepmother, I said faintly. There was a sound of suppressed laughter in the crowd, and Xiao Hui's face changed immediately, staring at me fiercely. In fact, this matter is very common in the circle, but no one has ever said it openly. Now that I said it in front of so many people, it is naturally very embarrassing for her. By the way, you said the surname Fu. Which surname Fu? It's just a joke, but you guys take it more seriously than I do, I said casually, glancing around. Everyone was silent. The joke of the richest man's daughter could only be laughed at secretly. If the daughter knew that everyone was laughing at her, it would be another scene. I stopped smiling and straightened my expression. While everyone is here, I will clarify that I, Murong Hui, will not pursue anyone, not now or in the future. If you have misunderstood me before, I will make it clear today. From now on, don't talk about people who are inferior to my Murong family in front of me. My attitude was arrogant and looked down on others, and several young masters present were uncomfortable. Yes, let alone Fu Zichen. In this scene where celebrities and superstars from Jinghai City gathered, no one can compare to my family background who has anything to say. I glanced around the scene, and even if I said something unpleasant, everyone present agreed with a smile. The scene after Murong's bankruptcy flashed through my mind, suppression from all sides. Everyone showed their ugly side. I shook my head. I couldn't let this scene happen again. This time, I not only had to throw away the love brain, but also took Murong to a higher level. Just as I was thinking, a text message suddenly lit up on my phone. Why blocked me? It was sent by Fu Zichen. I looked at Zhu Yan, who was still chatting with her head down. She was immersed in her phone with her lips curled, not realizing what was happening here. Good guy, this negative scum of love. While chatting with Xu Yan, he also took the time to provoke me. This licking dog is really a master of time management. I approached Zhu Yan, and everyone's eyes followed me to Zhu Yan. There were also some spectators who didn't know why, pointing at Zhu Yan and quietly exclaiming, "Wow, who is that? Very beautiful, a star or a daughter of a rich family." It must be said that Xu Yan's acting skills are very good, and her appearance is really amazing. Otherwise, she would not have risen from a newcomer in the entertainment industry with no background to a new generation of film queen in the domestic entertainment. Looking at this face, I couldn't help but wonder what virtue and ability does Fu Xichen have? While I was distracted, I saw someone passing by Zhu Yan with a red wine glass. He shook his hand slightly, and the pure red liquid in the glass was poured onto Zhu Yan's white dress. Zhu Yan was at a loss as to clean the skirt, but the eye-catching red wine stain had quickly been printed into the fabric, and the more he cleaned it, the more embarrassed it became. I was familiar with this scene. The one who poured the red wine was Zhu Wenwen, the daughter of Chen Fan Technology. Now she was helping me to bully the heroine's minions, and she was also the most ruthless person to kick me when my family's company collapsed. In an instant, everyone's attention was attracted by this accident. Zhu Wenwen winked at me as if to take credit, meaning, look at what I did beautifully. Come over and humiliate him, humiliate him. And then lay a mine for me in the future? I won't do such a stupid thing now. In full view of everyone, I walked up to Zhu Yan. Your clothes are all dirty, and I happen to have a spare dress in my car. You can go and change into it. Zhu Yan subconsciously wanted to refuse, but when he looked down at the embarrassed dress, he whispered thank you to me and followed Xiaoru to change clothes. Zhu Wenwen was dumbfounded. After Zhu Yuan left, everyone dispersed in boredom, seeing that there was no good show as they had imagined. Only Zhu Wenwen followed me undasked anxiously. Who? What are you doing? I'm helping you vent your anger, and you're helping him. What are you helping me vent? I looked at him with a smile. I just said in public that I'm not interested in Fu Xichen. Now you're making a fuss. Aren't you rushing to slap me in the face? Zhu Wenwen realized that something was wrong and quickly apologized to me. I'm sorry, Hue, I didn't react. Who is Fu Xichen? What about the people around him? How can they be worthy of your attention? I smiled and didn't say anything to him. People like Zhu Wenwen are the most typical bullies. His attitude towards Zhu Yan today is his attitude towards me when my family was in decline. There's no need to spend energy to deal with such a villain. When the time comes, it will be a matter of cleaning up. I will repeat this dinner, and this time I will not use my energy to embarrass Xian according to the original plot. With the gods' perspective of spoilers of the whole book, I enthusiastically greeted and communicated with several unknown business newcomers on the scene and chatted about their projects by the way. Everyone present was full of confusion, but I knew that the few little people I was greeting enthusiastically at the moment would be the future domestic internet business giants. And if I invest now, the returns in the future will be hundreds of times. At the end of the dinner, Zhu Yan stood at the door of the hall and seemed to be waiting for someone, but her expression was very tangled. Unexpectedly, when I passed by, she stopped me. Mu Rong Hue, thank you for today's matter. He sincerely thanked me, but he still looked a little awkward. After all, before today, I was Mu Rong Hue, who only made trouble for him and embarrassed him everywhere. But today I just helped him a little, and he waited at the door to thank me again. Based on my memory of the whole book, in my opinion, Zhu Yan is a bit silly. She has been a tough, hard-working, gentle and kind, positive energy heroine since she appeared. She does not bear grudges. Even if she suffers a lot in her relationship, she can still accept the male protagonist who has failed him and has been married once, regardless of the past. However, it is precisely because of her character that she is praised by fans as the light of the entertainment industry. With her good qualities, superb acting skills and appearance, she has risen rapidly and become a new generation of national idol. She is a good artist, but her eyesight is not good. Otherwise, how could she like Fu Xichen? I waved my hand and said, you're welcome. In addition, I also told him I don't like Fu Xichen. There were some misunderstandings before. I told him not to worry about it and wish him and Fu Xichen to be lovers forever. Zhu Yan looked at me in surprise. Seeing that I was not joking, he blushed and nodded and shook his head. What an awkward little girl. On the way home, someone stopped my car at the foot of the mountain. The driver, Xiao Zheng, stepped on the brakes in a hurry and yelled, "Does the person in front want to die?" With the help of the car lights, I saw that the person who stopped the car was Fu Xichen. Mu Rong Hue, didn't you see the message I sent you? Fu Xichen walked around the car and asked angrily. I saw it, didn't I block you? Don't you know? I replied lightly. Fu Zichen was stunned and looked at me in disbelief. I Mu Ronghui, the licking dog, who had always been around him, suddenly became cold to him one day. Of course, he was surprised. Ronghui, did you take the wrong medicine? You suddenly blocked me? You know, I will not forgive such a thing. He pursed his lips and looked at me seriously. I used to be the most susceptible to his tricks. Whenever he was upset, I would compromise immediately. But now I am not the love-brained person who seemed to be under a spell. Mu Ronghui. I looked at him in silence. He actually thought I was guilty and continued. I'll give you a chance now. Release me from the blacklist and I won't be angry. Also, you promised to pay another 5 million yuan for the project last time. It should be deposited today, so you are waiting for me in the last sentence, right? Fu Zichen, I said coldly. It was the first time he heard me call him by his full name so coldly. He looked at me in surprise. I ignored him and asked him, is your project effective now? He shook his head with a trace of guilt in his eyes. Speaking of which, I am also your investor, right? From the beginning of a project to now, there is no business plan, no interim report, and no results. You only ask your investors for money. Isn't this money too easy to get? And 5 million? His tone is as relaxed as buying vegetables in the market. He can ask me for millions of dollars so easily now, and it is also because I, a licker, licked him too much in the past. He said he was worried about the project funds, so I immediately gave him money. He said he was short of manpower, so I immediately built him an excellent and complete team. He said the office was too small. So I arranged 2 large floors in the best building in CBD for him. Even the computer used by his junior high school cousin at the front desk is top-notch. Who has such comfortable conditions to start a business? Fortunately, it is still in the early stage of the project. The software developed by the team is only in the trial stage and has not been fully launched in the market. Therefore, the money I have invested is not much at present, and it is okay to stop the loss in time. And the software made by Fu Zichen can be executed by someone else. The important thing is to burn money in the later stage to seize the market. In the original plot, Fu Zichen defeated a large number of competitors in the market and eventually became the leader in this emerging field because of the unconditional support of me, the financial sponsor. And this time, with money and resources, wouldn't it be nice for me to be the leader myself? Fu Zichen, listen, I won't invest a penny in your project anymore. Don't come to me in the future. After saying that, I pushed Fu Zichen's hand on the car window away, and the car drove away. Staying away from scumbags, I can do things very smoothly. In the office, I was talking about his project with Chen Fan, the founder of LinkedIn Technology. Before this, I had met with several other entrepreneurs. I met at the charity dinner and finalized the investment. And the one in front of me, I must take him down after all. This is the future top-1 internet tycoon in China. In the original plot, even if Fu Zichen borrowed my family's resources to make his software, it would only be a share of LinkedIn's huge internet and business territory. At present, LinkedIn is already a small-scale e-commerce platform in China, and Chen Fan wants to expand, which requires a lot of funds. Of course, there were people who offered him an olive branch to invest in him, but the price they offered was not enough to meet Chen Fan's ambition to expand the overall situation. According to the original plot, half a month later, a foreign investment institution would invest heavily in him, but now I have intercepted it. Don't worry, Mr. Shen. In addition to funds, there are other resources you need. I, Mu Ronghui, and the entire Mu Rong group behind me will give full support. My words, as well as the sincere investment agreement, undoubtedly gave Chen Fan a reassurance. For me, such a large investment in Lindong is not only for the future hundreds or thousands of times of profit, but also for Mu Rong Group to catch the express reign of Lindong and continue to survive in the era of mobile internet. After all, in the original plot, the reason why Mu Rong Group collapsed was not only because of Fu Zichen's tricks, but also because Mu Rong Group, as a physical consumer, failed to grasp the general trend of internet business. Fortunately, I seized the opportunity this time. Chen Fan and I achieved our respective goals, and the negotiation ended happily. Unexpectedly, an accident happened at this time. I was about to send Chen Fan out, and someone suddenly rushed into the office. No wonder Mu Ronghu had suddenly left me without a word. It turned out that she caught someone else. The person who came was Fu Zhijian. He had a tone of catching an adulterer on the spot and was very angry. His hair was messy, and the originally decent suit and shirt had been pulled crooked by someone. If you don't know what's going on, you might think it's a down and out man who saw his girlfriend cheating on him. Only I know that Fu Xiqing was just kicked out of his office that he used to boast about as the best road in CBD, super high, and his grassroots team that was made up of all his aunts, uncles, and cousins was also kicked out. As for the other half of the team, they were the outstanding talents I had dug up from everywhere. If it weren't for that half of the team, Fu Xicheng's project wouldn't have been able to get off the ground, even if he had the money. Fu Xicheng saw that I didn't say anything, and then he remembered the purpose of coming to me. He ignored Chen Fang, who was still there, and questioned me. Mu Ronghui, why did you kick me and my team out of the office and even didn't let me take the computer? Why? I raised my eyebrows and took on his question that didn't make any sense. I gave you the office, I bought the equipment for you, and I paid for the project. Do you know the salary of your idiot front desk relative was paid by me? Ocean Fan stood aside and wanted to not listen to anything inappropriate, but his expression was still shocked by this outrageous thing. After Fusich and Hermie Countbees, his momentum suddenly weakened a bit. If I didn't care, he would really treat me as a sucker. Fusich N, I think I have made it very clear. I, Mu Rong, will not invest another penny in your project. Now, Fusich N really realized that what I said was serious and not just a momentary angry remark. There was a flash of panic in his eyes, but seeing that there were other people present, he still wanted to save face. Mu Ronghui, it was you who said you would invest, and now it's you who are going back on your word. Do you really think that I, Fu Xichen, can't get investment? He glanced at Chen Fan again. So you found a new buyer. I'm waiting to see how long you will play this game. Mu Ronghui, you rely on this few dirty money in your family, a few dirty money in your family to flirt with men everywhere, right? Humph, a woman like you who is fickle and easily attracted to other people would not be wanted in my hometown. Fu Xichen kept calling too loudly on the face. My hand. But I still need to correct one thing. Fu Xichen, you are the only plaything, and Mr. Chikarn is a partner I respect. After all, your shitty project was only invested in because of your face and my blindness. Fu Xichen is a man with high aspirations and a fragile life. I don't know if it was because of his project in front of everyone, or because I called him a plaything that instantly pissed him off. His face swelled to the color of liver, and he rushed towards me in anger. Shin Fan saw that the situation was not right, so he quickly protected me. The security guards arrived in time, and they carried the roaring Fu Xichen out. Fu Xichen had been carried far away by the security guards, and his voice could still be heard from a distance. Mu Ronghui, you will regret it. You will definitely regret it. Regret. I'll have to wait and see. Fu Xichen seemed to have disappeared from my life. I didn't expect that the news of Zhu Yan's accident would pop up again. It is said that the Qi Gong Fu recently invested by Bohai Films has caused several actors to be injured due to inadequate safety measures, and Zhu Yan is one of them. Wait, Qi Gong Fu? Isn't it the drama that later made Su Yan popular? I heard that the filming process of this drama was bumpy due to funding problems, but it received a warm response after it was broadcast. The whole network hyped it up. Not only did it become a big hit, but it was also said that the development of peripheral authorization IP and so on, all of which made the investors earn a lot of money. I want to invest. A week later, I signed the copyright transfer agreement from Xiao Hui with a smile. Xiao Hui looked at me with gritted teeth, unwilling to give up. Bohei had no shortage of money to shoot Qi Gong Fu, but because this play was invested by Xiao Hui, her new stepmother couldn't stand it and obstructed the progress of the work openly, unsecretly. Later, because of a safety accident on the crew, his stepmother fanned the flames. Xiao Hui's father directly asked to withdraw the investment. I told you last time, before you meddle in other people's affairs, take care of your own backyard first. I reminded him again, but this time I really thank his stepmother for her help. I found a middleman, gave her a Hermes Birkin, and said a few words of persuasion. It is conservatively estimated that it gave me a 700 ROI. Then I conquered Zuyan again. You want to sign me, so I recuperating in the hospital. When he heard clearly what I meant, he showed an incredible expression. I said I wanted to give her the role of the second female lead and sign her. Why? He asked this too. Why? I can't just say because I know you'll be famous in the future and will make a lot of money, so I'll sign you at a low price now and wait to get rich. I bought all the copyrights of Qi Gong Fu and became the main investor. Did you know that? He nodded. As an actor in the crew, he must be aware of the changes in investors. Originally, your role as the second female lead was obtained through the profit exchanges between your agency and Bohei. What do you think is the point of me letting you stay in the crew? Zuyan bit his lip. He knew that if it weren't for the relationship between the two companies, the unknown little actor wouldn't even be able to get a small supporting role in this drama. But now that the interest structure no longer exists, his future is naturally self-evident. But I remember that in the original plot, it was also because of this filming accident that Zhu Yan got the role of the second female lead, because the second female lead was also injured with Zhu Yan, and she was more seriously injured, so she missed the role, and the director admired Zhu Yan very much, so he decided against all odds to let Zhu and be the second female lead. Later, Zhu Yan lived up to expectations, and with a second female lead with excellent acting skills and amazing performance, she became a popular young actress, and the director also rose to a higher level in the industry with this drama. But I admire your acting skills, and I think you are more suitable for the second female lead. Now that I'm acting as the good guy, I've spent resources and effort to promote you, but I can't let your company just sit back and reap the benefits, right? Zhu Yan's company doesn't value him. Although he has excellent overall levels, there are many beautiful people in this circle who don't have good acting skills, and some who rely on family resources or have financial backers. So Zhu Yan's contract was terminated very easily. His former company thought that I was attracted to Zhu Yan and was doing him a favor, so they signed Zhu Yan to me at a low price in breach of contract. I accepted the favor and gave them 2 roles in Qi Gong Fu. I didn't expect that not long after signing Zhu Yan, the subordinate man would send me a message again. Of course, all his contact information had been blocked by me, but as soon as I saw these words from the strange text message, I knew why you suddenly became indifferent to me. It turned out that you came to see me that night when I had a stomachique. You were angry with me because you saw Yan, right? I told you that she's just my neighbor's sister. I heard that you signed her recently. Are you angry with me? Move wrong. This is a relationship issue between the two of us. You don't have to involve him. Okay, stop making trouble. Where are you? I'll come to find you. This damn scumbag is so disgusting that I almost vomited the overnight meal in my stomach. I have been busy with various investment plans recently and almost forgot about this person, but his appearance reminded me that it is time to deal with him. What is Fu Chen doing recently? I asked Xiao Ru to pay attention to it. I was very curious. Without my funds, could his project continue? He might have trouble surviving in Jin Hai. But what surprised me the most was that I thought we had completely fallen out in the office that day, but I didn't expect him to continue to find me as if nothing had happened. In addition, I remembered that when we divorced in the original plot, he denounced me as a vicious daughter in front of Zhu Yan, relying on my family's wealth and power to break them up. Now, I didn't expect that I would take the initiative to withdraw, but he explained to me that she is just my sister. When Zhu Yan came to my office, his face was very embarrassed. After signing Zhu Yan, I found him a gold medal agent, but the agent Zhu ran is still abroad, so I told him you can contact me directly if you have any problems. He plucked up the courage to say to me, Mr. Murong, I need some money for some things. Do you think it would be convenient for you to advance part of the film remuneration? I looked at Zhu Yan's plain wrists and neck. Now he has been confirmed to be the second female lead in Qi Gong Fu. At the same time, Zhu Ran is also arranging other commercial activities for him to promote himself. The glamorous look of female stars in the entertainment industry requires cash ability to maintain. I nodded and agreed. Just tell Zhu Ran how much the advance is. In addition, don't worry about the usual activities. The company will take care of the makeup. If you need anything, just tell me directly. I have informed him. Zhu Yan looked at me with gratitude in his eyes. Thank you, President Wu Rong. And I have some misunderstandings about you in the past. I'm really sorry. You are really good. I know that the before he mentioned refers to the time when I was pursuing Fu Sichen. At that time, Fu Sichen often expressed his distress of being stalked by me in front of him, and this was one of the reasons why he was able to reconcile with Fu Sichen later. He always believed that Fu Sichen had his reasons for being with me. But now that he has really contacted me, I think he should have seen through some of the lies that Fu Sichen had told him. I nodded and said to him, so at any time, don't listen to other people's one-sided words. Go and see and listen for yourself. Not long after Zhu Yan received the advance on his salary, I saw Fu Sichen again. Sister Hui Hawa, Xiao Ru sent me a link. I clicked on it and found it was a live broadcast of Fu Sichen's speech at his alma mater. In the screen, he was wearing a well-tailored suit, his hair was combed back meticulously, and he wore a Vacheron Constantin watch on his wrist, just like a new entrepreneurial upstart. On the huge banner behind him, it was prominently read, "Welcome the founder of Kuai Tuanan Senior from the School of Computer Science, Fu Sichen, to visit and exchange with your alma mater." I was a little puzzled. Has Fu Sichen solved his funding problem? The project is running well, and he even returned to his alma mater to give a speech. At this time, Fu Sichen was talking about his brilliant entrepreneurial history to the younger students in the audience. In 2 or 3 years, from the small, shabby studio in school to a luxurious office in the CBD in the city center, from 3 people to an excellent group of 50 people, from the starting point of an old computer to a project valued at tens of millions. He talked about everything, but he only concealed me, the financial sponsor, throughout. This Fu guy makes me sick, Xiaoru said angrily on the phone. Then he asked me to send him a few pictures. Sister Hu, just wait and see, Senior Fu. A classmate once met you in a village in the city. Your career should be quite successful. Why do you choose to live in a village in the city? The host asked Fu Sichen in the live broadcast. I don't care about the living environment. I think that in the entrepreneurial stage, spending a penny on improving personal quality of life is a luxury waste. And I think that it is more meaningful to let employees have a good working environment than to let the boss have a comfortable living environment. I sneered. Fu Sichen loves to create a persona. When I first fell in love with him, he lived in the village in the city. I asked him to change his residence, but he had just met me at that time and was still trying to create an old arrogant persona, so he stubbornly refused to move. Later, Fu Sichen became famous for his entrepreneurship. A reporter found that he worked in a luxurious CBD but lived in a village in the city. The reporter praised him for my sake. Fu Sichen loved these false names very much. After tasting a little sweetness, he still insisted on living there, but the inside had been renovated and decorated. According to the original plot, Fu Sichen was forced by me to move out of there and live in a luxurious large flat in the city center after he officially got together with me. However, his experience in the village and the city was repeatedly interviewed for decades after he became an entrepreneur, and it was written into his hard entrepreneurial history. Senior Fu, the last question. What do you think is the most important factor in your current success? Hard work, effort, persistence, and talent. Fu Sichen answered firmly and forcefully. I think these are indispensable. After he finished speaking, there was a whisper in the crowd, even accompanied by some laughter. Fu Sichen didn't know what happened, but judging from everyone's reactions, it wasn't a good thing. The live camera didn't have time to switch, and I saw the pictures on the big screen behind Fu Sichen. They were the screenshots that Xiao Ru had just asked me for. Fu Sichen, why are you unhappy today? Is the project not going well? Well, transfer another 500,000 yuan. Fu Sichen, the equipment in the new office has arrived. If you need anything, come to me. Well, transfer another 800,000 yuan. Some things are not complete. Fu Sichen, the place you live in is too shabby. Change the house. No, you can find someone to reinstall it. Fu Sichen, why were you angry yesterday? We agreed to transfer the money. The company is waiting for it. Well, although I know that Xiao Ru wants the chat records probably to let him shoot to death in public, don't I, and daughter of a billionaire, have any face? Damn it, why did I look at so much before? In fact, Xiao Ru was considerate enough to blur my face, but someone who knew the situation at the scene could not help but reveal his real identity. Oh my God, is it so easy to get Miss Murong's money? Oh, oh, I'm better than Fusich N. Look at me. I'm obedient and easy to keep. Help. Can I still make a living like this? I'll do it, sister. Don't be too rigid about gender. Your sister's more considerate than a man. Thanks to the group of cute and righteous underclassmen at Fusich N's alma mater, the video of Fusich N's speech and the screenshots of his chat became a hot topic, so he got a fitting nickname. The guy who eats soft rice and gets paid for it. After all, an 8 out of 10 records between him and me, he asked me to send him money. In addition, what I never expected was that there was already a long line of job seekers downstairs of Murong Group, and the job seekers had one thing in common. They all said they were coming for me. What should we do now? The HR manager stood in my office, not knowing what to do. Follow the normal recruitment process and the employment plans of each department, and it is not a bad idea to keep outstanding talents. In addition, I said to the manager of the corporate publicity department, this is also a good opportunity to promote Murong Group. The manager of the corporate publicity department immediately understood what I meant and took advantage of this hot search to formulate a series of positive marketing plans. So when Fusich N came to the company to find me in a rage, I was in a good mood and decided to see him again. But before that, I left him in the reception room for 2 hours. 2 hours later, hey, let's stop making trouble. I thought Fusich N came to me in a rage to sell accounts, but this picture is wrong. I know you did so much to force me to return to you, including the last time in the office. You deliberately found other people to anger me. Okay, I admit that you have been approaching me before, so the last step left. Let me walk towards you. I looked at the figure swaying outside the frosted glass and tried hard to suppress the urge to vomit. After enduring it again and again and again, I finally asked him, what about Zhu Yan? What is the relationship between you and Zhu Yan? Zhu Yan, I said, she is just my neighbor's sister. Besides, he has been pestering me and our two families are close and we have a good relationship, so I don't want to make things too awkward. I didn't expect that you misunderstood me. Ah, what? Look at you. And you said that you don't have me in your heart. I'd heard the door of the reception room being pushed open forcefully, and Zhu Yan at the door had an expression of being forced to eat shit. Fusich N looked at the door in surprise, his face flushed and white. Boss Murong, can I borrow your security? I nodded. Zhu Yan immediately asked the security to restrain Fusich N, and then slapped him dozens of times. The scene was like the Empress in the palace personally slapping someone who was gossiping behind his back and rubbing his sore wrist. Lang Ao said to Fusich M, while Boss Murong is here, I will explain clearly that it was you, the hypocrite, who was flirting with me from the beginning to the end. When people kindly funded your project, you were such a scumbag that you were not only ungrateful, but you came to tell me that they were pestering you. It's so annoying. I used to believe your lies because we had been neighbors for 20 years. Now it seems that you, Fusich N, are really a double-faced person. You take the money and then, what's the difference between hanging people around and being a bitch? Oh no, bitches make money more honestly than you. Last time you broke up with Mr. Murong, you came to me to act pitiful, saying that the project lacked funds. Well, I helped you by giving you an advance on your film remuneration because of how much the deceased Uncle Fu had taken care of me before. What happened? You took the money too by clothes and went back to school to give speeches to show off. Fusichan, are you cheap? Why are you so spineless? Have you been calcium deficient or have a bad stomach since childhood? It's a waste of your aunt to raise you a beast. No wonder I didn't remember giving him the clothes he wore for his speeches. At that time, I was wondering, I withdrew my investment, so how could he still have money to buy clothes? But I was quite surprised by this scene now. After all, in the original plot, Fusich N tried every means to be with Zhu Yan in the end, but now he came back to lick me and was discovered by Zhu Yan. But I thought about Fu En's nature, and it became clear people like him don't have true love, and what he loves most from beginning to end is himself. Even in the original plot, he only likes Zhu Yan after he became famous, not Zhu Yan when he was unknown. No, or it's not like, but foil? Zhu Yan is the icing on the cake when he is successful. As for me, I don't even have the qualifications to add icing on the cake. I am the direct proof that he relies on women to get to the top. My existence will remind him again and again his glorious present is not earned by himself. So I must fall in with her. Fu Xichen was scolded by Zhu Yan on wither. He seemed to have never seen Wu Yan like this, and his face was shocked and frightened. And I sighed silently. Those who study acting are different. Look at this language skills, and he can talk to people without taking a breath. After Zhu Yan's disturbance, how can Fu Xichen still have the face to continue to pester me? He was embarrassed and kicked out of the company. Xiao Ru watched the fun and didn't mind the big deal. Filmed Zhu Yan tearing up the scumbag and uploaded it to the internet. The heat of Fu Xichen eating soft rice has not yet died down, and this has added fuel to the fire. Fu Xichen's gossip made righteous netizens indignant, and his affairs were also dug deep by more and more netizens. Someone dug out that he had ambiguous relationships with many schoolmates in private when he was in school, and someone dug out his social account, mocking others for being stupid under a netizen's blog. Someone posted a post asking for help now in the startup stage. What should I do if the future mother-in-law is afraid that her daughter will suffer and doesn't agree to dating? He replied, "Silly boy, you are so handsome. Isn't it a matter of minutes to find a rich? Let her help you become successful. When you are rich, what kind of woman can you not have?" And his account made similar remarks, the core of which was find a rich and powerful wife to help you rise to the top, and then kick out the original. In addition, he also clocked in every day for a course called the Academy of Love. A curious netizen signed up for this course and found that it was full of teaching men how to play hard to get PUA mind control, make money with rich women, eat the whole family, etc. Do you have angry young men and women on the internet who say, "I want to hire a killer to kill Fu Xichen"? Fu Xichen's alma mater has quickly deleted the publicity about him on DishShoot, an official Weibo to clarify. It is said that the female leader of the school was disgusted and checked Fu Xichen's university records strictly, found out that the thesis was plagiarized, and then announced that Fu Xichen's degree would be revoked and his student status would be expelled. Fu Xichen is not only socially dead, but even his way of survival is almost blocked. Xiao Ru asked me if I wanted to arrange something else, and I shook my head. Damn thing, it's not worth my energy. But later I heard that one of his former entrepreneurial fans couldn't accept the truth, and in a dark and windy place without surveillance, he scratched his face to pieces so that he could no longer eat soft rice. In addition, this incident also made Zhu Yan popular, which was an unexpected gain. I have said before that Zhu Yan has good looks and acting skills, but what she lacks is an opportunity to be seen by everyone. I didn't expect that after the video of Zhu Yan arguing with Fu Xichen went viral, some netizens admired her witty remarks and went to dig deeper into her. Then, before Qi Gong Fu was broadcast, Chao Yan became popular first. When Qi Gong Fu was broadcast, the two sides diverted traffic to each other, and this drama became more popular than the original plot, and I also got a higher return on investment. A few years later, Zhu Yan became an international movie star. Holding the Oscar trophy, she mentioned me on the stage of the Grand Theater. "Thank you, Sister Hue, for your help and support over the years." How could I not thank her? At this time, she was already my partner in the film and television map. We supported each other and had already divided half of the world in the film and television entertainment industry. In addition, I also kept the family business very well. Mu Rong Group became bigger and bigger, and also acquired or defeated many competitors, such as Bohei Films and Chen Fan Technology. And thanks to my accurate investment in recent years, I have firmly established myself as the richest man in China. And no one in this world remembers Fu Xichen. Maybe when people mention Zhu Yan and Dai, some people will think of this person. but everyone will show disgust. The absurd original plot has long been rewritten by me. There is no longer two women fighting for one man, and no bad drama of Phoenix men eating up the whole family. Joy Anand, I have a beautiful present and future. We stand high in the fields we love, shining like the sun, and the dark ones have long returned to the dark, like rats in a stinking ditch, like maggots in rotten wood, living a barely surviving life, not daring to look directly at the sun.